Hello, my name is Julie and welcome to my channel. And in this video I pulled out a pair of knitting needles and it's time to do a knitting tutorial. I think I don't have too many of these because I'm more of a crocheter, but I'm going to use the rainbow cotton yarn I have. And I have a drop stitch shawl on my blog, but when I made it I had a chunkier yarn. This is not chunky yarn. So I'm going to try to use the same pattern, but maybe adapt it slightly. These are a size 3. And then I think in my tutorial I had like size 13. So, right, I'm going to use the long tail cast on for this. And I'm going to start out by casting on maybe, okay, it says 30, but I think I'm gonna do more than 30 as soon as I clean this up. I think I'm gonna start about 50 and we'll see how that is. I might double that. I might go 60. So I don't know about you, but when you do a long tail cast on, well, my options would be that I could use both 2 balls, but they don't all start with the same color. So I would guesstimate how much tail I need for my long tail for 60. Oh, I have a knot. Okay, we're good. All right, so I'm gonna cast on about 60 and I will let you know what to do next. Okay, I've changed views so you can see better. Okay, I'm not sure I got the whole thing. I got 50 on here, casting on 50, because I ran out of tail, and 50 looks long enough. Okay. This might be a little awkward. Usually for my ends, I'll slip one knitwise, or purlwise actually. And then we're going to yarn over twice and knit the next stitch. Yarn over twice. Sorry if you can see better. Knit the next stitch. Yarn over twice and knit next stitch. I'm gonna repeat this across till I get to the end of the row. I finished up this row. So yeah, if you hear a lot of noise, it's just these knitting needles bumping the table. So what we're gonna do with the first stitch is that you have that nice edge, slip on purlwise, and on the yarn overs that you did, drop them off. Just drop them off the needle. Okay, then we're going to knit the next stitch. The yarn overs, just drop them off. Knit the next stitch. Just drop off the yarn over stitches. You're just going to repeat that till you get to the end of a row. So, knit, drop off the drop stitch and drop off the yarn overs. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far after you drop those stitches, the yarn overs. You have this interesting open work going on here for a shawl. So anyway, for our next shawl, I think originally in my pattern that you would repeat the last 2 rows we did for 2-row repeat, but I think I'm going to make this a 3-row repeat. So what we're going to do now is this pretty much it's going to be knit across. So other than we slip the first stitch purlwise for that nice edge. And then we just knit across. Okay, just knit across. And then we're going, after we knit across, then we're probably going to repeat the first 3 rows we just did. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat the last 3 rows we did. So this is the row where, again, we would slip 1 purl. Oh, okay, get back here. Okay, slip 1 purlwise, yarn over twice, and knit the next stitch. Knit the next stitch. Yarn over twice and knit the next stitch, and you repeat that across. Okay, so to remind you, the next row would be that I would slip the first stitch purlwise, and then the yarn overs get dropped off. Knit the next stitch and drop the yarn over stitches off. And we'll repeat that across the row. We knit, stitch, and drop the stitches off. And I'll do that till I get to the end of the row. Okay, finish that row, kind of tugging on it slightly. So anyway, and finally to repeat the last row of our 3-row repeat. See again, so awkward here. Slip 1 purlwise, and we're going to knit across, every stitch across. Okay, you would repeat those 3 rows until you get the length you want, which is about 60 inches. And this, again, I've never used rainbow cotton for this pattern. So I'm hoping that the 4 balls will be enough to make this into a shawl length. I will let you know. So I will keep going on this and show you the progress of this shawl. Okay, it's been about a week since I shot my last section for my drop stitch shawl, and here is the progress so far on this shawl. I'm just gonna throw out there now, this video will probably come out before I even finish this shawl. So just a reminder, I told you I'm using the rainbow cotton yarn, which has, let's say it's in Chinese, it's 193 meter ball. And I am about almost done with the first ball. Let's see if I got a measuring tape. I can measure what I got so far. Measuring tape. I nearly got like 20 inches on this, or for in centimeters, about 50. So if we do like about a 60-inch shawl, I'm probably only going to need 3 balls of this to finish off this shawl. You would cast off on the third row of the third row repeat. So to start off, I would just slip one, knit the next stitch, and the cast off, you would put this stitch would go over. It was hard to see at this angle, but that stitch would go over. You would take the stitch that was on the needle and go over the other stitch. But I am not casting off right now, so I'll take that off. And that is about all I have to show how to do the tutorial. Now in my blog post, you would just do the one row where you would knit and then yarn over twice. And then the second row would be the second row where you would knit and drop off the 2 yarn over stitches. And just repeat those 2 stitches, and you're more than welcome to do that too. And I also use like a size 5 or 6 yarn, and that would probably look pretty too. But just a reminder, you could use any yarn and any needle size that you need to make this shawl. And you can cast on as many as needed. So for this particular shawl, I think I mentioned in the beginning, they're size 3s, and I'm pretty sure this rainbow cotton yarn is like a DK weight yarn. So I am going to end this video here, and if you did, and I hope I gave you some inspiration on how to do this simple drop stitch shawl. And it probably will be worked up quicker than if you were just to do straight up garter stitch. So if you did like this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see actually more knitting content on this channel, please let me know in the comments. I want to thank you again for watching, and I will keep working on this shawl, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.